Great news. This storm was packed with so much moisture. Here in Denver, we are now 20 inches of snow above normal for this date. This year, the city has already received 4¼ inches of liquid. That is well above average. A great start to the year. Now, much of the state got a healthy dose of moisture from this storm, and boy, do we need it. Now, this is last week's drought map. It's going to be updated every Thursday. We'll find out more later in the week, but look at all these images over here. That means severe to extreme drought conditions. Every part of the state is in some stage of drought, but when it's updated after the melt, it's likely we'll see a dramatically improved situation. CBS 4's Sean Boyd live on the story in Boulder tonight. And Sean, we know concern about the drought is certainly front and center after our devastating fire season last year.
Yeah, this is much needed moisture, Jim, for sure. But even a monster storm with drifts like this won't bring us out of the drought. It's not just about how much snow, but where that snow falls. And this storm hit hardest down here, while much of our water supply depends on snowpack up there, west of the divide. And that is still well below normal. Any snow is welcome snow in moisture-starved Colorado, but Becky Bollinger with the State Climatology Office says even 2 feet is too little to bring us out of the drought.
What we're going to see from this week is a possible incremental improvement from those really bad drought categories to not as bad drought categories.
The biggest beneficiaries, she says, will be crops on the eastern plains and lawns in Metro Denver. The snow could also help delay wildfires on the Front Range. But all of this may still not stop cities from imposing watering restrictions. More than a dozen are considering it.
Our water municipalities are closely focused on what's happening west of the divide in terms of replenishing water supplies that we rely on.
And the western slope didn't get as much snow. Western basin averages, she says, are still 10 to 20% below normal. Even an average snowpack in the mountains may not be enough, says Ben Livna with CU Boulder.
The landscape is dry. When the snow melts, then the first thing it has to do is it has to recharge some of that dryness, some of that deficit, before it can sort of run off and become part of the water supply.
A warm, dry spring could also negate much of the storm's benefits.
What happens over the next few weeks is really going to be critical. It's kind of a wait and see game.
Bollinger says the deficits in our river basins are so deep that it will take above average snowpack just to have normal runoff, and it will take years of average to above average snowpack, she says, to emerge from the drought. Live in Boulder, Sean Boyd covering Colorado First.